Hey everybody, this is Bill with the Charles County Public Library, and welcome back to another screenwriting tip. This week I'd like to talk about characters, particularly your main character. Most successful films have at least one main character that the audience relates to more than any other character. There's something in that character that the audience can identify with. Notice how I'm careful not to use the word hero. Your main character may or may not be a hero. Sometimes they have redeeming qualities, like Rey in the new Star Wars series, or if I may go old school here, Lloyd Dobler in Say Anything. But your character may not have a lot of redeeming qualities and may go the route of the anti hero in movies like Pirates of the Caribbean, Kill Bill, Joker, or The Suicide Squad. That's okay. Even if your character is not squeaky clean morally, there are still ways you can inspire your audience to identify with that main character. Here are just a few. First, create sympathy for your character. Make the audience feel sorry for your character. In the movie Rudy Rudiger dreams of playing football for Notre Dame. His whole family are die-hard fans of the Fighting Irish. Unfortunately, he can't afford to go. He's never been an athlete, he's small and weaker than most of the players, and his grades have never been good. All the chips are stacked against him, and the audience loves a good underdog story. Another good example of this might be Wally, who is lonely and craves companionship. Next, put the character in jeopardy. Most action and thriller movies are really great at putting the main character in harm's way. Indiana Jones, Jack Ryan, Katniss Everdeen, and even Laurie Strode were in mortal danger throughout a good portion of the stories, and of course in later installments as well. Make the character likable. There are three ways you can do this. Make your character a nice person, make the character funny, or make the character good at what they do. Introduce the character as early as possible. The sooner you introduce your hero, the sooner your audience can relate to them. Don't wait until 25 minutes in to introduce your main character. Eraserhead is an obscure and very confusing flick, but he's the first character you see on the screen, and he stares at the audience for several seconds before he dives right into the story. It doesn't have to be blatant, but it's important to put them in the action early. Show the character in touch with their own power. Everybody wants to be more powerful and will relate to the character on a fantasy level. There are three kinds of power: power over people, like The Godfather, Citizen Kane, or Tony Montana; power to do whatever needs to get done, like The Fast and Furious, Captain Marvel, or Elizabeth Salander; or power to express one's feelings regardless of others' opinions, like Fat Amy in Pitch Perfect, or pretty much anything starring Jim Carrey or Bill Murray. Create flaws and foibles. This humanizes the character and makes them more identifiable, especially if the audience can relate to the character's faults. Perhaps their mouths get them in trouble. They may have a chip on their shoulder. They might be socially awkward, or they may be physically different from everyone else. One last one I'd like to throw in is to make the character the eyes of the audience. Put the character in a place where the audience learns about this new environment at the same time as the character. A prime example of this is Harry Potter, who learns about the wizarding world for the first time, and we are there to experience it with him. If you can provide your audience with a sympathetic, empathetic, or at least relatable character for your audience to identify with, you provide them with an emotional vehicle, like a roller coaster car, to experience all the ups and downs and twists and turns you have planned for your character, and that makes for an enjoyable journey. That's all for this week's screenwriting tip. Don't forget, if you're interested in filmmaking, the Charles County Public Library has a film club that meets each month at the Waldorf West branch. Check out our website for more details. Until next time, this is Bill. Keep writing.